Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Martina. I know it's been a while since I last posted a video, but I have a journal flip through for you today, and I actually made 3 journals, and as you can guess, the theme is stars and cosmos, astronomy, celestial, etc. It took me a long time to complete them. It's been over a month since I started, but now that they are done, I think it was well worth it. I'm very happy with how they turn out. I'm very proud with them. I hope you will love them as much as I do. So I have 1 hardcover book and 2 soft covers, and because I don't want this video to be too long, I think I will divide this into 2 videos. So I will be flipping through this one now, and I will leave a link below in the description box to the video where I be flipping through the softcover one. All of these journals will be available in my Etsy shop by the time this video goes up. The link is also in the description box, and one of the softcover ones may already be reserved, but well, you will be able to see this in the listing. So let's start. This journal, I called it Stargazer. It's a hardcover journal, hand-painted hardcover. I made this one from a 2mm bookboard, so it's very sturdy. The closure is a simple lace, gold lace. So let me take this off so I can show you the cover in more detail. Okay, so the cover is hand-painted. I used some Inca gold to make stars and some gold mist for the splatters. I have Tim Holt's bookplate here with a definition from a vintage dictionary for Stargazer. I used Inca gold on this bookplate too, and I don't know if you can see, but there's some gold on the definition as well. It has very simple book corners. Again, I use some Inca gold on them too. The spine, this is 6 centimeters spine. It has those ridges, I guess you can call them. But other than that, it's simple, just painted and splattered all around. And the back cover, again, just some Inca gold, some gold mist splatters. So this is a big book. I have 4 signatures here. I will have the page count, etc. in the Etsy listing, but you can see I have 4 signatures. This is a hidden spine binding. There's some cheesecloth here. I have a lot going on the sides, some tabs, fabrics, trims and whatnot. We'll see that in more detail in a moment. Alright, so let me make sure I'm in frame and let's go inside. Okay, so this is how it looks on the inside. The inside cover is a Stamperia paper. I have a quote here, a lace pocket that's been sewn, and a little moon and a star charm on a bob pin. And in this pocket there is a journaling card that I made from a book page. Is it focusing? Oh, hardly. Okay, so I made it from a book page, some scrapbooking paper. These little stars are actually a confetti, but I just took and glued each separate star on here for this gorgeous effect. Some cheesecloth, a tab with a charm. So this is the front cover. In this journal, I used a lot of ephemera pieces from a digital kit that I will be releasing soon. It will be listed in my Etsy store, and I will point out to you which elements are from the kit, like this one here. Also, all the trims and gold pieces of fabric that you will see here, or most of them, are from vintage sari, vintage sari trims, vintage sari fabric. Yeah. Okay, so this first page, it flips like that. There is a pocket here with a journaling card sewn to tea stained paper. It flips as well, and you get this journaling space with some stamping and tea stained paper. Okay, then this is as well from my kit. I backed it with vintage sari fabric, and I added this hand painted tag here. So I used acrylic paints, I used Inca Gold, I used my Sizzix machine to cut out those stars, and these are actually like vellum windows in this tag. This is also from a sari fabric and a little star charm here. It's been sewn onto tea stained paper, and paper, all the papers have been tea stained. I have a lot of stamping here, a lot of stenciling. This is from a book that I had. It says Part 2 The Sky, so I just thought it would be fitting. A fabric tab here. Okay, so this envelope was inspired by Gina from the Firefly Studio 67 here on YouTube. It has quite a lot of layers because it's vellum, then a paper doily, then a mixed media page that I made, and it's been bagged with some paper that you will see in a moment. I have a charm here. It opens like that, and when you open it, so this paper here, this is the same paper as I have here. I dyed it with fabric dye to have this gorgeous navy dark blue color. This is a die cut, and it opens like this, so it's not sealed, and you get a little scrappy notebook and a pocket here with a journaling card. This is also from my kit. Okay, so let's put it aside. All right, so as I mentioned, this is the fabric dyed paper, some collaging. I have these, there are a few of these are hand painted tabs that I made with watercolors. I have a gold metallic watercolor that I love. Just a lace flip. This one is not vintage. These are vintage. This page is also from my kit. I have stenciling, stamping here, another quote, book pages that I tea stained to make them look even older. They are vintage already, with tabs, black tabs that I used Inca Gold on them to just make them pop a little bit. This gorgeous paper is from DigitalCurio. It's a sky map. I've sewn it to tea stained paper. This is again from my kit, and it flips like this, so you have some journaling space here. This is a stamp, and it's also a pocket, and you get this journaling card. This is from Nik the Booksmith, from her Etsy shop. Then again, this is from my kit. I printed it on parchment paper, some scrapbooking paper, vellum and fabric tab here. Then this is the middle of the first signatures. So all the signatures will have these little tabs or planets in the middle. They are again hand painted and just glued to the strings. Some other decoration. These pictures are from my kit. you can flip them up, so you get a lot of stenciling here, some gold speckles, and both of these are pockets, vellum pockets, and they come with these hand-painted tags backed on either tea stain paper or this fabric dyed paper, again with little windows, little charms, and some sari fabric. This is from my kit. Some little collaging. This is from a Stamperia paper pad, and again a journaling card from my kit. And the other side of the DigitalCurio sky map. Stamping, stenciling on this page. The page is from my kit. Some collaging here with cheesecloth, tea-dyed lace, and some stamping, and another of these circle tabs. Here I just made some splatters. They're really shiny. Hope you can see it. This was a textbook page, but it wasn't relevant, and I just wanted to add some journaling space, so I've sewn this brown recycled paper. I added some stamping, and this is the last page of the signature, so there's an image sewn here. You can write all around it, and also a sari tab. Okay, so the second signature, this gorgeous paper, is again from Stamperia. Again, a fabric tab. So we start the signature with this little booklet sort of thing. It's tied with cream seam binding. I have some lace here, and it opens like this. There are some pages inside, so you can journal here, and a little tag spot with a tiny hand-painted tag hidden here. Vintage book page. Again, this brown paper I just sewn here, so we can have journaling space. This page is inspired by Jibid. I will link her channel below, and she makes this line with a sewing machine on blank pages, and I love the effect, and so I've made it here in a few places. This is from my kit, again from my kit, and this flips up, so you have some journaling space here, stamping, more stenciling and stamping, a piece of embossed and tea-stained vellum. Again, this is inspired by Jibid. So this is like a franken page that I made of tea-stained paper and vellum paper that I sprayed with some paints, with some mists, etc. I have more stamping, more quotes. This is the other side. It looks so cool. This is a Stamperia tag that I made into a tag spot, and another journaling card from Nik the Booksmith. This page is from a vintage encyclopedia from the 30s, and it says Astronomy here. Another vintage book page with a tab and a charm. This page is from my kit. More stenciling and stamping. This is a pocket or an envelope actually that I made from an embossed piece of vellum. So, and I've sewn this piece of sari ribbon here, and inside there is just an additional piece of tea-stained paper for you to write on. And it's also open on the side here, and again this is from Nik the Booksmith, and I've added a tab with a charm and some beads. Okay, the middle of the signature. Okay, so these tag spots are made with gold foil vellum. This is a piece of this fabric dyed paper that I just sewn here as a little ruffle. Again, these little planets here, a quote, a label for you to write on, and then here there is another of these hand-painted tags with a charm. This is a Stamperia tag, and these pieces are from my kit, and you can journal on the back. Okay. Some collaging of different papers and washi tape and stamping, a lot of stamping and stenciling in this journal. This is from my kit book page. The other side of the vintage envelope, and because encyclopedia, and because it was very fragile, this paper is very thin, I reinforced it with washi tape on in the middle. Paper for you to write on the other side of the franken page. This is an envelope that I made with a vintage book page, like a sky map, and a piece of vellum. I've sewn them together and made this little envelope, and inside there are a few pieces of ephemera from Stamperia, and this little journaling card that I painted. I painted this frame with gold watercolor paint, and it's just blank on the other side for you to journal. And all the paper clips I use here are gold, and I curved the ends to make them more interesting. This is a piece of tea-stained embossed vellum just for decoration. This piece is from my kit, and again this is vintage sari fabric. This is from Nik the Booksmith, a journaling card, and again a line sewn with my machine. So you can write here some stamping, a vintage book page, more journaling space, and this is the last page of the signature with this gorgeous ruffle that's a little bit shimmery. The third signature. So this was a double-sided paper, and I didn't like the other side, so I've sewn this this brown recycled paper all over. I stamped on it. I made this vellum pocket with some, I'm not sure what kind of material is this, but I guess you can use it for bouquets of flowers or something. I think I bought it at florists. Yeah, so there is a journaling card again inside from Nik the Booksmith. I will link her kit below for you as well, because it's really fun and I love these images. Okay, this one is from my kit that will be available soon. More quotes, more stamping and stenciling. This is again this recycled paper, and I made this with my Sizzix machine. I believe this is a Tim Holtz die. I'm not sure, but I think it is. And I used Inca Gold to just make it pop a bit, and on the other side there's a lace and fabric flip and more stamping. This is again sari fabric, again a beautiful sky map from DigitalCurio. I made this little window here, so it goes on the other side, and this is embossed gold foiled vellum. Alright, and then this little journaling card is from my kit, and I used some elements here to make a collage. Again, this franken page inspired by Jibid, and a hand-painted tab on the side. Vintage book page, gorgeous images. This is an embossed and distressed paper bag, and inside I've added this cool book page for you. And this paper bag is also opened on the other side. Let me use something thinner so you can put something in there as well. Okay. a lot of tea staining and stamping again. This is an altered CD case, again on this fabric dyed paper. And inside there is a journaling card. This one is from my kit, backed on tea stained cardstock, so it fits perfectly here. More tabs and more charms. The middle of the third signature, I have some lace die cut, again these planets, and this is a little scrappy notebook I've sewn directly to the page, and a lot of Inca gold on this. It looks beautiful on this dark paper. These are punched circles. I made a whole, like a mixed media page with acrylic paints and Inca gold and some gold paint and some white speckles, etc. And I just punched a piece of it with my 1-inch punch, and I just added these circles here. They look for me again like little planets or something like that. Some of this gold material here, again a vintage book page and some journaling space, some more of these tiny stars that I glued here. The other side of the franken page, again a little collage, a little text spot with this journaling card from Nik the Booksmith. And the other side of the sky map from DigitalCurio, again it has the vellum window. This is the other side of the of this page with a die here, and again this is vintage sari fabric. So more Inca gold all around here, more stenciling and stamping. This is from my kit, and this is the last page of the signature, and I made this envelope from I think this is a Kaiser Craft paper. This is a Tracy Fox label that I've sewn here, and this envelope, there are some beads on the end here. It opens like that, and inside I've added, inside it's lined with again my fabric dyed paper, and I've added this book page with a sky map, a piece of this paper, and this this paper which is also from my kit, and you can journal on the back. It's been tea stained. So that goes into this envelope, and then it's also opened on the side here, and you get another of my journaling or divider cards made with a book page with some of these stars, sequins, and a little paper ruffle. Again, a charm here. Okay, and the last signature, again this is paper by Stamperia. This piece is from my kit, and it flips out, so we have some more journaling space. And also I added this little tab because it's a pocket, and inside there is another piece from my kit made into a journaling card, so you can use it for journaling. Vintage book page, piece of paper sewn here for you to journal. This is from my kit. I've sewn it here and left it open on the side, and here I've added one more of these journaling cards that I painted, and I framed with metallic watercolor paint. It's blank on the back. Then another quote. This flips out, and there is this long pocket which holds this Stamperia bookmark. This is vintage sari and a charm. a star charm here. And I use some gold mist. I use my gold mist to make some splatters here as well. This is again from my kit, printed on parchment paper. This little guy here, it's paper clipped, so you can remove it. It's pretty chunky. You can open it all the way like this, and inside there is a tag spot with one of my hand painted tags. There's a little pocket here with just a piece of ephemera from Stamperia, and in the middle here, tied with sari silk, is a little notebook for some secret journaling. And I used Stamperia paper to make the covers. We have desire, creativity, and alchemy here. Okay. More stenciling. This is from my kit. More franken pages and hand painted tabs. This is just a little collage here. All of these cards are from Nik the Booksmith, and all of them flip up, so you have a lot of journaling space under them and on the other side of them. Then the middle of this signature is this gorgeous book page. I've sewn a big piece of vintage sari. We have these tabs again, or little planets. The other side, just gorgeous. Again, Jibid inspiration, sewn lines with some pieces of vellum and fabric. And just a tab here. Again, a quote. All the quotes relate to like universe or stars or something like that. The other side of the franken page, more collaging made into a tag spot for this card from Nik the Booksmith. Again, this is from my kit, and this as well, printed on parchment paper. Then we have some collaging. This item comes from my kit as well. It flips up out, and there's some additional paper sewn to the page for you to write on. Okay, cool tea staining, more vintage book page, a paper that you can write on. This is a pocket that I made out of silver foiled vellum, and I embossed it, I distressed it. I used a Stamperia element and just a scrap piece of paper that I've sewn the lines on. And these ephemera pieces are also from my kit. They are blank on the back. More sari, and this is the end. This is a Stamperia paper. Again, this lace pocket on the back, and it comes with a big journaling card. This is again the Tim Holtz die, and it's just empty on the back, just stamped for you to write on, and Stamperia paper on the back as well, with Inca gold on the edges. And yeah, so this is it for the Stargazer. As I mentioned, the page count, the actual measurements, it will all be for you to check in the Etsy listing. And also, if you are interested in the flip through of the 2 softcover journals, just follow the link down below for the second video. So I hope you have a wonderful day, and see you in the next video. Bye bye.